All right, welcome back to Week 16 predictions, Pigskin Politics. Do we got anything else to really talk about before?
Not really. It's end of the year.
Yeah. We should do a year in review in like a week or so. See what we were right about, what we were very wrong about. But
Right about a lot of things, wrong about a lot of things.
Could be fun. But
yeah.
All right, let's just roll into it. What's the first game this week?
Houston at Tampa Bay.
Okay, that's an interesting one. So, Jameis Winston joined some great company in a record the other day. Quarterbacks who have thrown more than 450 yards and 4 touchdowns in a game. He's got 2 of them, along with Breeze and Marino, and Peyton Manning has 3. One of those quarterbacks is not like the other. What the hell is Jameis Winston?
Is he good or bad?
Honestly, if you threw like interceptions in the stat, I guarantee he'd be a record holder. Because I don't even need to look it up. I'll bet you he had 3 interceptions, or at least 2 lost fumbles.
Probably like 5.
I don't understand what Jameis Winston is.
He'll put up a ton of points, but turn the ball over like 5. I don't know what he is either.
It's weird, but Texans looked a little bit bad for a minute there, but then they put up a good performance against the Titans, and the thing about it was their defense came to play. They made some good plays, and that's what gave them the edge over the Titans. And I think the Titans are actually a pretty good team, and so I think that the last couple weeks where they were in that losing skid, that was their weakness. So now that their defense stepped up, they'll beat the Tampa Bay Bucks just because they need this game to secure the division.
I don't know, dude. It just depends on which Houston team shows up. They've just been so inconsistent, it feels like. But I think they got the division on the line. I'm going with Houston. They got something to play for. Tampa Bay doesn't.
It's true. Yeah.
I'm just going with Houston. I don't think I really need to say anything more than they have something to play for. They got the division to wrap up. If they win this game, they're division champions.
Yes.
So, I mean, why would you play like crap?
Well, I mean...
Trap game, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, and maybe Jameis Winston plays out of his goddamn mind again.
Throws like 700 yards, rushes for 100 yards, 10 interceptions, and like 20 touchdowns.
Okay, frankly, I wouldn't even be mad. That'd just be awesome. But what's the next one?
Buffalo at New England.
That's... Okay, I'm looking forward to that one. Is that one of the Saturday games?
It is one of the Saturday. All 3 of these next ones are Saturday games.
Okay.
The top 3.
I like picking upsets, and I'm actually leaning towards the Bills in this one.
Really?
Their defense is doing exactly what they need to do. Their offense doesn't need to play great, and it's kind of like how they just beat the Steelers. How many games this year have the Bills won by scoring less than 20 points? They do exactly what they need to.
Their defense is real. New England doesn't have a good offense.
That's exactly what it is.
It's the same way with New England looking the other way. They don't have a very good offense as the Bills, and they have a good defense. So, I mean, this game is going to be like 10-13 probably.
Well, the first time these 2 teams played in Buffalo, New England at least got a blocked punt touchdown. So, arguably, that final score could have been, it was 16-10. New England could have been 10-9.
New England's counting on blocked punts to win.
Yeah, they're getting lucky like that. I'll be bold and say a blocked punt touchdown doesn't happen, and the Bills edge the Patriots because... Let's be honest, their offense ain't doing crap lately. Especially against good defenses.
I know.
Or at least...
I kind of want to pick the Bills, but I'm actually going to pick the Patriots just because the Bills, never beat the Patriots. For some reason, they always lose.
Yeah.
And it's in New England, which is hard to win it as it is. And as a Bills, personnel, they just don't play good there.
Well, maybe New England beat Miami in Miami this year, so maybe, you can just move the power of Miami always beating them there to just this game, and Buffalo beats them in New England. Wouldn't that be amazing?
What if you guys don't beat the Patriots for the next 10 years because of this?
Don't talk like that. All I care about is the Bills beating New England. That'd be crazy awesome.
It would be pretty awesome. Ooh, that would knock them out of the 2 seed.
Probably
Kansas City would move up to the 2 seed.
Well, if Kansas City wins, we'll get to that.
They're not going to lose, dude.
We'll get to that.
All right. Going with New England, he's going with Buffalo. The Rams at San Francisco is the next one.
Well, the Rams really torpedoed their playoff odds last week. It wasn't a humbling game. It was a pathetic game. They got their asses handed to them by the Cowboys.
Ouch.
And the Cowboys, I think, are trash. So, which is
and
fair
they beat
because
the
I think
Seahawks the week before. So what the fuck?
Which is fair because I kind of think the Rams are trash. But I rip on the Niners a lot. I even picked against them last week just to be an asshole. That panned out. I'm not going to do that again. That's not going to be a thing I'll be right on twice. I'm going with San Fran this week. I think that's just a fair one. At the very least, the Rams have a 5% playoff odd, whereas the Niners screwed themselves and they need to get back into the 1 seed or, first round bye.
So do you think the Rams are going to be like 9-7 this year? Or
Yeah, about that.
barely out of the playoffs, whereas San Fran, you guys dropped to the 5 seed. You got to play your ass off. You need to win this game.
Yeah.
And they're going to be fighting. They got something absolutely to fight about.
Mm-hmm.
If you lose to the Rams, I hope you guys lose to the Cowboys in the first round of the playoffs.
I don't think they'll lose the Rams, though. I think the Rams are kind of just one of those teams where the moment they're done for, they know it, and they won't even try.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, are you going with the Niners, too?
I'm going with the Niners just because they're the better team on paper. I mean, they've been pretty beat up lately.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Still the Niners is a better team.
The Niners, yeah.
All right, this game, should we even talk about this?
Is it my game?
It is the Bengals at the Dolphins.
Would you believe I kind of expect the Bengals to win?
You think Miami's just going to say, screw it, we need this draft pick?
Kind of. If Miami loses this game, they immediately move up to the 2nd pick overall, which would be huge. Where would the
Bengals be? Would they still be 1?
They'd still be 1, yeah. Which is why I'm not even mad that the Dolphins didn't try against the Giants. I think they could have won. There was a point where they were actively throwing it, and I wasn't even upset because now they moved up a spot. And, I mean, it's in Miami, but on top of all the talent, Miami fire-sailed this year. Now Raekwon McMillan is out, and that's been a pleasant surprise and an anchor point in our defense that has already been ravaged. We've got Rashad Jones out, traded away Xavier Howard's out. I think he is. Even our backups after Minka was gone, it's just our defense is bone dry. There's nothing left to it. So if Andy Dalton comes in with a chip on his shoulder, he absolutely could win. Wouldn't even be mad about it. I think our defense right now is not devoid of talent, but the talent we had left is just stupid injured. And Miami would benefit from losing this game. Granted, I realize Coach Flores says they're not going to try and lose any games. But I think this is one they should actually try to lose.
Good. I'm not going to do an analysis on this. I'm just going to pick Miami because these two teams are both terrible, very terrible.
But
you shouldn't even watch this game.
I'm not.
Don't watch this game. It's going to be awful.
Go with
Miami because it's a home team, but I don't really have a good reason.
Going for that 2nd draft pick, that'd be cool.
All right. Jacksonville, Atlanta. Also another pretty bad game, but I think Atlanta wins this one.
Two teams that really no one expected to win last week.
Yes. But Jacksonville has just been awful. I don't know if Oakland was just like, we got this, dude. This is the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Minshew magic,
We got this, dude.
Minshew magic.
And then they lose their last game ever in their Coliseum.
They blew they allowed, I think it was 2 touchdowns. 14. They were up 16-6 in the 4th quarter.
Well, there you go, Raiders. You're going to be in Las Vegas. It's going to be your year next year, maybe, but
that's a heartbreaker. But Atlanta proved that they can beat teams like the Saints, like the Niners. I think this year, weirdly enough, was just a mulligan for them. I don't know why they failed to connect, but they've shown that they could have connected. I think it's honestly more or less they were screwed by like coin flips and crap.
Coaching, I don't know, because Matt Ryan still had a pretty good year.
Yeah, Jags could win, but I'm going to go with the Falcons. Matt Ryan's the 5th leading passer right now. Jags defense would need to put up an excellent performance.
I thought they were completely underrated, but I guess the Falcons still suck, except for Calvin Ridley and Matt Ryan. But Calvin Ridley, I think he's out for the year, isn't he?
I'm not sure at all.
I think he hurt his abs. I think he's got like a what's it called, a hernia or some crap.
Well, then he'll just throw to Julio more. I mean,
yeah. But I mean, Calvin Ridley's at least a deep threat.
Yeah, well,
Julio Jones is just a threat. He can beat up anyone.
I don't know. I just don't see the Jags winning this. The Jags would need to put up an excellent defensive performance, and I don't think they should. I think they should just roll over and die.
I got one for you. Would you rather have Julio Jones or Michael Thomas?
Oh, based on this year or like
just overall?
Oof. That's actually hard. Michael Thomas has been crushing it. I'll have to think about that one. But I mean,
I think I'd go for Julio. It's pretty good too.
All right. What's the next one?
All right, Baltimore or Cleveland.
I don't even need to go to analysis here. I picked Baltimore.
Same. They remembered last time they played Cleveland, and they're a much better team now, and I think it's going to be a blowout.
Yeah.
It's going to be like 49-14. They're just going to want to go in there and just kill the Browns at all costs. They got a lot to play for. They got the 1 seed to play for and revenge.
Would they lock up the 1 seed if they win?
They would lock up the 1 seed if they win.
All right. Browns ain't got jack to play for.
Cleveland is just a mess. They just lost to Arizona.
Yeah.
Screw the Browns.
I think that about covers it, yeah. I mean, I know the Browns really hate you guys, and they're the only team that beat you this year outside of the Chiefs, but do you really think they can do it again?
No.
I don't.
No. I think Ravens just had a bad game, really.
Of course you do.
New Orleans at Tennessee.
I really want the Titans to make the playoffs. I really do.
I don't think they're beating the Saints, though. Even if it's in Tennessee. Like, they lost to the Texans in Tennessee.
But that was just a crazy game. There was a lot of
That was a good defensive game.
Yeah.
A lot of big defensive plays, but New Orleans is just... They're such a good team this year. They got so much going for them. They're the 3 seed right now. They cannot lose this game if they want a shot at the 1 seed or 2 seed or any first round bye, whatever.
And that's why I am picking the Saints. The Titans can win, but it's one of those ones where it's like, the Titans are good, but how good does good gotta be to knock off something great?
Best team in the NFC good?
No.
I don't think so.
I think they're good enough to beat one of the best teams in the NFC, but not
after the Saints just rolled over the Colts and just set multiple records for good reason. No.
I think the Titans are a good team.
Watch the Saints get blown out.
A good team doesn't normally beat a great team, and that's why I'll go with the Saints.
All right. Carolina at Indy. Damn. Okay, in weeks 16 and 17 in the NFL, there's always like a bunch of dumb games that don't mean anything. This is about the 4th one so far this week.
Yeah.
I'll just pick Indy. Reason.
I think I picked Indy. Kyle Allen threw like 3 interceptions. I think Panthers shouldn't use him. And I think the Colts started off well this year just because they got all those pieces for Andrew Luck, and then Luck retired. So then there were still those pieces there for Brissett to use, and I think that's why the Colts look better than they have been. And now it's just caught up, and Brissett's not a good quarterback either. But I think he'll do enough, like not throw 5 interceptions, and that's what Kyle Allen's probably going to do.
Oh, yeah, and the Saints are just a much better opponent. It's way harder to play the Saints in New Orleans than it is Carolina at home.
Yeah.
Just go with Indy. Not a really good reason, but moving on.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh at the Jets. This is a pivotal game.
The Le'Veon Bell revenge game.
Ooh.
Is Le'Veon Bell even starting? Hasn't he been out?
No, he hasn't been out. He just sucks this year because the Jets O-line also just sucks.
He's on my fantasy team. I haven't played him most weeks. He really screwed me over.
Dude, he's been doing bad.
Yeah. He's been doing nothing is the problem.
Well, when your O-line is garbage.
Well, when your quarterback's garbage, you expect to get some handoffs, too. Like, he's not even doing that. What do the Steelers got? The Steelers got
They just lost to the Bills. They got something to play for.
They do. That's 6th seed. It's between them and the Titans at this point. The Jets have nothing to play for but pride, and fortunately for me, because I want the Titans to get in, that's all Adam Gase is really good for. He doesn't know how to play games that matter, but he does play for pride at the dumbest moments. And wouldn't this be exactly like what he did earlier this year? Wouldn't this be exactly like the game where it was Oh, yeah, the Cowboys are playing the 0-4 Jets, and he wins somehow.
Well, the Jets are coming off a Thursday night game where they got embarrassed. They do have a 10-game break, so they have a little bit of a bye, so they have more time to prepare. And normally when a team gets embarrassed, they do bounce back, but that's usually a good team bouncing back.
But the Steelers aren't a good team.
Dude, what if the Jets upset the Steelers?
That'd be awesome. It's weird that it's an upset. I'm actually going with the Steelers, but I really kind of hope the Jets win.
I think the Jets could win.
They could.
I'm not picking the Jets because my mind tells me to go to Pittsburgh because they're going to be fighting as hard as they can.
And that's what it comes down to.
The Jets could do the same thing, though.
But what if Le'Veon Bell plays out of his mind?
What if the Jets just play for pride? I don't know. What if they beat them?
That'd be cool.
Fuck the Steelers. Whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Steelers are going to win, though, I think.
Yeah, same. I think so.
Giants at the Redskins.
Okay. So Eli got back to 500. And I don't think he's starting this week. If Eli was starting, I'd roll with him over Daniel Jones, which is funny because I said the exact opposite at the start of the year. But at least Eli showed something the last 2 weeks. Whereas,
do you really think he showed something? Because he looked pretty bad.
He went to overtime against the Eagles, and he beat the Dolphins, who, ravaged defense. But, okay, shut up. But the point is, why, with Daniel Jones Daniel Jones won 2 games and then lost 7, 8 straight. Daniel Jones ain't really any good, but at least Dwayne Haskins got 2 wins in that time. So, at the very least, Skins have shown that they had a really good draft spot. They had the 2nd overall, and 3 weeks they just moved up to 4th because they're winning games that really they shouldn't even be trying in. So I'm going with the home team here just because it's the home team.
If it was game have negative points scored,
I mean,
because of all the dumb games this week that don't mean anything that people shouldn't watch, this might be the dumbest one.
This is a draft game, man. This is a draft game.
So they're gonna both purposely lose. First play of the game, run backwards, fumble the ball in the end zone, and then the defense picks it up and kicks it out for a safety, and then
straight up. I mean, I don't know. I think even if the team wins, the lowest they move is from 3rd or 4th to 5th. There's really no problem with this game whatsoever. There's no point in trying, but I think the Redskins are dumb, so I think they'll do that. I really think they'll play for, quote, pride to establish a rookie who's garbage. So
I did say the Giants would go 3-13, so at this point they would have to lose out for that to be accurate.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just going to go with the Giants just because I don't really know how to pick in this game, and I think just never mind what
we talked more about this game than a few of the others. Washington.
New York.
Okay.
Detroit at Denver.
Wow, remember when the Detroit Lions almost beat the Chiefs?
Remember when Detroit was good at the beginning of the year and they just gave up because the refs kind of screwed them over and then Stafford got hurt and it was sad?
Dude, they gave up hard.
I know.
Sad. The Broncos did not give up. They played like crap against a good team in the Chiefs. But are they going to give up against the Lions? Probably not. Are the Lions even going to try? Probably not. Go with the Broncos.
I feel exactly the same way. I think at least Denver's got a new toy and what's his name, Drew Lock. Just go out there and see what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Detroit's just just end the season, please, just kill me.
Yeah, and that's honestly it. I think that's succinct, poignant.
Oakland at the Chargers. I'm just gonna go with the Chargers just because I think the Raiders were just so sad last week. How'd they lose that game against the Jags, man?
My dad has no idea, and he did not. He was not. He wasn't even mad. He was just heartbroken when he was messaging me. And I'm like, oh, God.
And at least the Chargers kind of got... They're not putting it together, but, I mean, they at least have some talent.
Yeah, and I think the Chargers, at the very least, can get revenge for the game earlier this year against the Raiders. I kind of think the biggest thing is... Did you see what the fans did to the Raiders?
Yes, they're destroying their shit.
They booed the whole time. Yeah. I think that is just
get it over with, get the season over with, go to Vegas.
If I'm the players, I'm not gonna let that. I'm not gonna play for that. Fans
it's an
matter.
Away game.
Fans matter. Then this will be the first game ever with 5 people in the stands.
Dude.
Neither of these teams have a fan base anymore.
Yeah. That's pretty...
It's sad, but I'm going with the Chargers.
Imagine being on an NFL team and going out in your stadium. It's just all the opposite team or like 0 people there.
It'd break my heart, honestly.
Like, wow, this is my goal, was to get into this league and you don't even have a fan.
It is what it is, man. I'm going with the Chargers, though.
The game of the century, Dallas at Philadelphia.
So Dallas technically has a 60% playoff odds right now, whereas the Eagles have 40. This game is pretty much the betting factor, though.
This is the make or break. Winner take all.
Philly struggled 2 weeks in a row against divisional opponents. Dallas surprised the world and beat the Rams.
Weak divisional opponents. I think Philadelphia sucks, but Dallas might suck worse.
Dallas has now a 1-6 record versus winning teams, whereas the Eagles do not. So,
you know they tried as hard as they freaking could to beat the Rams. Put everything into that.
I've got some ideas, and I don't like Dallas. So I'm actually really rooting for the Eagles here.
I'm rooting for the Eagles too, but I'm pick Dallas just because they always beat Philadelphia for some reason.
Mostly it's the refs, but why would the refs even pull for any of these bad teams anymore?
I don't know. I don't even know how Dallas has like 4 or 5 Pro Bowlers this year. It should be 0, honestly.
But I'm going with the Eagles. I mean, and then the Eagles could maybe lose next week just to make it funny, just so that when the Cowboys got in. Imagine them winning this game, losing next week, and then the Cowboys get in anyway. That'd be the Eaglest thing this year.
Philadelphia loses, beats Washington, and then Dallas loses week 17, and Philadelphia gets in. I don't think that could happen, though.
Straight up, if the Eagles just win out, they're in. So,
can they beat Washington again? Because I'm really wondering, because they could barely beat them before, and they could barely beat the Giants.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
What if they're playing?
They got a weird thing going on.
They're playing bad teams and barely squeaking out wins.
No, I think they do it this week. That is a little bit of disrespect for our Cowboy fans.
All right. Arizona at Seattle. I think this one's a no-brainer.
Well, yeah, I say the same, and I also have to say sorry to my little brother. He's a Cardinals fan. But, yeah, this one's a no-brainer. But props to the Cards. They won a game last week.
Yay, beat the Browns. Cool. Good for you guys.
Seahawks won a game they needed. This is another game they need. Cardinals could be complete supreme assholes by winning this, but I don't think they have the capability.
Seahawks, you gotta hold on to that 1 seed.
Yeah.
You want a real shot at the Super Bowl? You gotta hold on to that 1 seed.
What's funny is it's not even up to them if they hold on to the 1 seed or not. But we'll get to that.
You sure if they win out, they couldn't be the 1 seed if another scenario happens?
Yeah.
If Green Bay wins out?
No, they need Green Bay to win. That's the thing.
What?
If Green Bay drops a game, Seattle drops out of the 1st seed.
How?
Seattle and the Saints have a tiebreaker, but with the Packers in play...
You're saying the Saints would surpass them and go to the 1 seed and Seattle
as long with the 3 teams there, okay? The 3 teams there. If the Packers are still there, Seahawks are in the lead. But if the Packers drop out, then the Saints take over.
Interesting.
It is.
Interesting.
But yeah, Seattle wins.
Seattle wins.
All right.
Kansas City at Chicago. Another no-brainer.
Yeah, Kansas City's playing for playoff seeding. If Buffalo wins, Kansas City moves up to the 2 seed. That'd be pretty damn cool. Bears have nothing to play for, and they just lost a game that they could have won via a miracle. Like, how bad are you if you can't even pull off a miracle, guys? Come on.
I mean, yeah, almost did it. They fumbled on the 2-yard line.
Yeah, they pitched it like 8 times. They almost pulled off a Miami miracle type thing, and they were so incompetent they managed to botch it. How do you fail a miracle, guys?
On the 2-yard line.
How do you fail a miracle? How do you even know it's a miracle unless you get so close to it being a miracle and then fail? No way.
Do you kind of think Green Bay's not that good?
No, not really. And we'll get to that for the next game. But I'm just saying, go with the Chiefs. Why? Bears got nothing.
Chiefs have everything to play for.
Absolutely.
Bears nothing. Chiefs.
Week 16 is easier in that regard, if you ask me. Just because so many of those situations where a team shouldn't even try.
Yeah, but then there's week 17 where like teams are clinched in or locked in and teams
are
actively losing. And then they lose to those teams that week 17 is like week 1. It's hard.
Yeah.
Green Bay at Minnesota.
So, sorry, Seattle. I actually think Minnesota wins this one.
I don't.
Really? Why?
If Dalvin Cook isn't playing...
Oh, crap, it's on Monday night.
It's Monday night. It's prime time. If Dalvin Cook's not playing, Green Bay wins. Green Bay normally beats Minnesota anyway. So.
Kirk Cousins never wins on Monday night. I didn't notice this was a Monday night game. Now I feel stupid. I'm going to roll with Minnesota. I mean, maybe there'd be some special Monday night magic. I mean, if there's ever a time for them to win, why not this one? They move up and be the division leader, for Christ's sake.
If the Cowboys can get their one win against a winning team, the Minnesota can get their one win on Monday Night Football.
Come on. I want Vikings to win so bad. Not even anything against the Packers. It makes it more interesting. It really does.
I think Green Bay wins that.
But why? The Vikings have a better defense.
They do.
And the Packers' offense is what really carries them.
It's Aaron Rodgers.
I get that Dalvin Cook is out, but
he's half their offense, man.
Yeah.
That and Kirk Cousins never wins big Monday night games. Or just big games in general.
Yeah,
like, if we were to go to the playoffs, it's like one and done.
Yeah.
Can't win in front of a big crowd for some reason. Your stadium holds like 72,000 people. I don't get it.
I mean, he can win on Sunday night. It's just not Monday night. I'll still go with the Vikings. It's just, at the very least, the home team. Like, come on, don't get swept by the Packers.
Doesn't Green Bay normally go like 6-0 in the division every year?
5-1 normally.
Damn, there's a lot of divisions like that where just the team that always wins the division ends up going like 5-1.
And actually, you can't even say that anymore. The Packers used to sweep the division like a couple years back, but then they went 3 years of just not even.
They haven't been good. They've been rebuilding their team.
You don't even think they're good right now.
I don't, but Minnesota's just—they're not as good.
Okay, well, I'm still picking
on Monday
Minnesota.
night. They're not as good.
There you go. All right, I'll still pick Minnesota. You got Green Bay.
All right.
All right. Let us know what you think. Thanks. Bye.